What's going on, Chicago Tough Sports fans? I'm Anthony. I'm here with Scott and Hitman. What's
Yo.
going on, gentlemen?
Yo,
Hey.
what's going on?
So tonight we're gonna do a little split topic show, half Bears, half Sox. Just talk about the state of both teams and where one stands and where one can possibly stand in a few months. Let's kick off with the Bears. They're pretty bad. Yeah.
Show's over. That's the state of the Bears.
Yep. Goodbye. Go Sox. But was it like 2 games in a row now? They blew leads for games they won?
Say the last part again.
The last 2 games they blew leads, right? Games they should have won.
The Bears didn't have a lead against Arizona.
No.
I mean they were down 14-0 within like the first 6-7 minutes of the game.
Okay. Hey Hitman, before you can continue, your volume's really low. I can like barely hear you.
How about now? Is that better?
Yeah, a little better.
So
There you go.
So as far as the state of the Bears is concerned, just like we talked about, the Bears are just a bad football team. They're actually a lot worse than we all anticipated. The moves that the Bears made this offseason, or the lack thereof, was just not becoming of a franchise that's looking to win. They could sit up here and say, well, we got Andy Dalton to. Well, first of all, they totally botched the quarterback situation over the past 2 years, and I'm not going to talk about Trubisky because that's 4 years ago. But as far as this year is concerned, it was Justin Fields should have been playing from day one. We all know that. Andy Dalton should have never been signed in the first place. I had nothing against Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's a nice guy, but as far as who I rather see as a fan, I'd rather see Justin Fields. I personally feel like, when we talk about the state of the Bears, we have to start with the family. I've been on record many a times, whether it's text messages or shows, but you guys or whomever saying that if this team or, this organization wants to be better, the family has to take some pride in it or know what the hell that they're doing. I have zero confidence that the family knows what they're doing. I truly feel that the organization might might get just because of a matter of luck, just might luck into a good hire. I don't know who that hire will be. I have my personal thoughts on who I would like to see, but I don't know if that's something that the Bears would do. I also think that this is the game coming up against the Packers where Monday morning, Matt Nagy may be ex-head coach of the Chicago Bears. Like I think that if the Bears get embarrassed enough on national television, that Matt Nagy's gone that next day.
It would be the ideal situation at this point, right?
It'll be the ideal situation just based off a couple of things. Number one, you can, he's Matt Nagy's having losing record against the Packers. You are embarrassed on television, and then lastly, the NFL made a new rule that you can start interviewing head coaching candidates during the season. Why would you not just get a head start on that? So look, the Bears got some pieces to work with as far as Justin Fields, David Montgomery, some other people, Roquan Smith and Jalen Johnson on defense, but they have to start at the top in order for this to be right. And that starts with the family.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of state of the Bears. I've been on this. I've actually gone back and forth with how I feel about Ryan Pace in terms of Ryan Pace should be fired, Ryan Pace should stay. At this point, my thing is clean house. Clean house. And the only reason why I even say that is because the this organization just needs a fresh start.
Yeah.
It just does.
Really, when I go back and watch highlights or when I'm watching the game back and forth, really offensively, the only good thing I could see is the running game with David Montgomery. He's like the only consistently decent player. I mean, he's good. I should say good player. Their passing game is terrible. I mean, everything about the offense is terrible. I'm not going to break down each position.
Right.
That offense
I mean,
is just bad.
look, the Bears do have some pieces on offense. Like I said, Montgomery, Justin Fields. I do like Darnell Mooney.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet is a decent player. They do have some, a couple of good pieces on the offensive line, but that's about it at this point. I mean, I just think that this team moving forward just needs a clean slate. Whether who look, I'm not going to be that guy that says that the McCasseys should just sell the team. I'm not going to be that guy, but I will say that I think that the McCasseys have to get these next couple of hires right, meaning general manager and also head coach. There was a report out today that talked about how Leslie Frazier, who's a D coordinator for Buffalo Bills, former 85 Bear, by the way, could be in the running for the head coach position. I don't know how I feel about that. It just seems like a move to satisfy. It satisfies the meatball fan base of the Bears. Like, oh my God, we got an 85 Bear. Instead of going out and getting the guy. Now he could be the guy, but like that doesn't excite me as a fan.
Yeah.
So I mean, as far as the state of the Bears is concerned, the state is bad.
I mean, Scott and I were kind of talking a few days ago. It's hard to watch this team, man. Like, there's as a viewer, there's just no motivation there to watch or to talk about it. I mean, the whole picture.
I mean, look, it's. I get your point. Yeah, there is lack of enthusiasm, especially over the past couple 2-3 weeks, especially since Justin Fields played. That's the reason to watch right now. The reason to watch right now is actually a couple of reasons. Justin Fields, Roquan Smith. There's reasons to watch. Scotty and I had a conversation Monday about the Bears and how this team is not good, but they're not even fun bad. Meaning that if they were putting up 30 points a game, but giving up 34, that's fun.
I got you.
That's fun because going down can't stop anybody, but their offense is scoring 30 points a game. They're not even doing that at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is the kind of depressing in a way, but I'm going to be the almost optimistic Bears fan and hope and believe that something will happen, but it's pretty bleak.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm not optimistic at all going forward, especially this season. I honestly think I'm cutting right to my prediction time. I'm going to do it because there's no point. I don't think there's any point in talking about the last game against Arizona.
No,
I honestly think that knowing who Aaron Rodgers is, knowing I own this fucking team, whatever he said, a few weeks ago at Soldier Field. I honestly think this is it for Matt Nagy. Like, this is Aaron Rodgers is going to come out here. I'm going to say final score. I'm going to say, not even joking, I'm going to say final score 34-6. Green Bay is just going to dominate this game. And come Monday, it's over. Matt Nagy's no longer the head coach. I don't know why I see this like. It's almost like it's a clear vision. Like, there's no other outcome. I don't feel like that could happen. Of course, I could be wrong, but I just see it all collapsing coming this Sunday. National TV. The Packers are all coming off a bye week. The Bears aren't showing any signs of improvement. I mean, I know
No.
Justin Fields is back, but you don't know how hurt he is. I know his rib issue. It's just this has all the ingredients of just an absolute, getting their balls bashed in by Green Bay. So I mean, I don't think it's going to be pretty for Bears fans Sunday. But I guess the bright side is all the Matt Nagy haters. I think they're going to be happy come Monday morning, possibly Sunday night. Oh no, that's Sunday night game. Monday morning they might be happy. I don't think they'll fire him directly after the game.
Doesn't come out of the locker room after halftime.
Yeah, pack your shit, man.
Yeah.
You clean out your damn locker, get out.
Yeah,
That's
who
what
else?
they should do.
Yeah. So who else better to put that
I
final nail than Aaron Rodgers, right?
Oh, and trust me, you don't think Aaron Rodgers is thinking about that?
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, I mean, I guarantee you he is. I mean, he would love nothing more than just to cause all of us here in Chicago pain and suffering, So
yeah. I mean,
that's like my clear vision of Sunday. I mean, I don't know. That's just how I see it going down. I'm fairly confident in that pick.
Yeah, that's my prediction too. I mean, I think just like you, Scotty, come Monday morning, Matt Nagy won't be the head coach of the Chicago Bears anymore.
Mhm.
If it's an embarrassing showing by the Bears, whether it's 34-6 or 55-20, then yeah, I think Matt Nagy is gone. And if I'm Matt Nagy, honestly, with everything that's been going on with the fire Nagy chants at various sporting events, including your own child, yeah, you kind of want a fresh start at this point.
Yeah. So, what's your prediction, Hitman? Final score?
I'm gonna go 30 31 13.
Yeah, me, I honestly don't have one. I think it's just a wide open door for the Packers. So I'll say 28-6. I'll say that.
The Packers are going to score infinity points.
Yeah. I mean,
And if you're Matt Nagy at this point too, I mean, it's all but inevitable. I mean, don't you just isn't it kind of want to be relieved come Monday? You know what I mean? I know you never want to lose your job. I understand that, but he was paid well. I mean, he's not going to be in the unemployment line, Tuesday morning.
I mean, it's not like, if he gets let go, he's not going to get paid from the Bears.
Right. I mean, he'll find another job too somewhere. I mean,
he'll go back to the cushion seat of Andy Reid, be his quarterback's coach,
right.
And everything all hunky dory for him.
Right. And the Bears will select, like you said, they'll hire Brian Urlacher as their new head coach, and then everybody will be Bears, and then everybody else will be shaking their head.
all right. Enough of the depressing team. Let's move on to the good team in Chicago, the White Sox.
The Bulls.
The Bulls are the best team in Chicago right now.
Well, we're talking White Sox, so fuck the Bulls.
Oh my.
Yeah. No, they're in a bad state right now. I don't know if Hitman told you they're having like a bad COVID outbreak in that locker room.
Yeah, I did read something about that. Yeah, I heard Bernstein tweeted something about that earlier today that I saw. That's not good.
No. So, but anyways, White Sox. Scott,
they just let up another run to the They just let up another run to the Astros.
Somehow.
And they also walked another person.
They forgot to tell you running the walk.
Yeah.
Is La Russa still waiting to put Kopech in?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I was gonna make a short video, one of my solo videos.
Yeah.
I know Twitter's like a cesspool of like fucking the worst people that exist. Like you give a bunch of jerk offs a platform, and of course they take it.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Twitter is everybody. Like you do not. Everybody. I get it. The lockout is happening. Everybody was signing people before December 1st. That isn't the deadline. They don't need to sign players before then. I don't understand what the frustration from the Sox fans. I don't understand it. What's the difference if they sign Michael Conforto November 29th or March 2nd? What's the difference? There's no game coming up. There's nothing happening. Nothing's going on. I don't understand. Just Sox Twitter is just, like I said, I don't like Twitter because they're so fucking stupid on Twitter. And it just, I don't understand how everybody on there, I don't know any names, but like even smart people, like even people that are up there, guys like I don't mean to call him out, but I mean Herb Lawrence, like this team sucks now. Oh my God, they didn't sign anybody. This team sucks. Oh my God, typical White Sox. Blah blah blah. It's just shut the fuck up. Seriously.
Yeah.
What if even if they don't sign somebody, that doesn't mean they're a bad team.
No.
That doesn't mean they're a bad team. They could trade for somebody at the All-Star break or at the trade deadline in the season. They don't need to sign somebody just to sign somebody, just so they can say they signed somebody. That's how you end up with Adam fucking Eaton and Jock Peterson, somebody like that. You don't need to sign people just because your fans on Twitter are being a bunch of jerk-offs. It really drives me crazy. But just act like you've been here before, you know? I get it. You fuck a girl once, you think you can bang every girl that exists. But it's just they have a plan. They have the core. They're a good baseball team. Rick Hahn knows what he's doing. Just believe in it.
That's the title of this video. That's what I'm titling this show.
Not true.
I just don't. It's just. And I get it. Maybe it's probably the minority of White Sox fans. I get it, but they're the loudest on Twitter. Stay off of Twitter. Twitter is fucking stupid. That's what I'm gonna say. That's the highlight of my video. You guys go ahead. I'm gonna vape. I'm all upset now.
Yeah, you are.
I was ready for bed, and I'm all upset. Now I was ready for bed, and now I'm wide awake.
Oh my God.
I think part of the problem is, and I know at times I was kind of guilty of it because there were two contracts in particular that I thought the White Sox should have, or at least two players I thought the White Sox at least should have made offers for that, because they signed for what I thought was less than, market value. One was Chris Taylor.
Those are legit arguments that smart people can have. That's okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's okay if you bummed out about missing out on a contract. It's okay to have that discussion. Yeah.
And then the other one was Robbie Ray. I mean, a Cy Young Award signing for, I think it was $22 million a year. Those were the only two that I was kind of like, But as far as like these other contracts, I wasn't paying Marcus Semien. I wasn't giving him $7 million. I'm sorry, 7 years. I wasn't giving him that. No.
He's had 2 good years as a pro. He's had 2 good years, and I'm not paying that guy until he's 38 years old. No.
And then you have contract at $40-something million a year. You guys know my stance on this. I don't believe any pitcher is worth that much. I don't.
Oh.
I don't believe any pitcher is more than $25 million a year. Sorry. You pitch. You pitch once every 5th day, and then you're one bad slider away from being out 18 months.
Yeah, the Scherzer thing. I mean, if Sox fans are mad that they're not spending, what is it, $40 million a year?
Yep.
Yeah,
isn't it more than that?
Like 43.
I mean, no. Like, who else was it? There was, like, I don't know what the fuck the Texas Rangers are doing. They had 60 wins last year. They spent $300 million or something, or whatever the fuck they did in free agency. So now they're going to have 72 wins because they signed those 2 guys. I don't understand.
You saying who? Semien? Who else did they sign?
Corey Seager.
There you go, Corey Seager.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Even the Cubs, like, unless they sign, they're talking about the Cubs signing Correa. Why would the Cubs want to spend $300 million right now on one person? They just let all these people go. Baez, Bryant, All these guys are gone, and now because they wouldn't spend the money to keep them, now they're going to spend all this money on one guy. The Cubs need a lot more than Marcus Stroman. I love the Stroman signing, but I just don't see the Cubs in 3 years. Are they going to be contenders again?
Probably not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't know. It's just, it caught me as odd. I don't know. The whole spending money.
I think it comes up to the point that you brought up, Scott, that teams were just in a hurry to make those signings because of the lockout. They were just in a rush to sign somebody and please the fan base.
Well, I think there's a couple of things with, at least going back to the White Sox. Number one, all of this anger, all of this venom goes back to one person and one person only, Jerry Reinsdorf. That's where the anger comes from or goes to, because you know what's coming. Jerry Reinsdorf's cheap. That's always been the argument. Jerry Reinsdorf isn't willing to spend, isn't willing to pony up to get, all these primetime players or whatever. My thing with Jerry Reinsdorf is this. Number one, he's the chairman. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Number two, we don't know what budget that the White Sox are working with at this point, nor will fans know. The White Sox also have to figure out all these arbitration eligible players that got coming up. And guess what? And guess what that does? That eats into the budget. So now instead of you spending, I don't know, tier one, now you gotta go to tier two, because guess what you have to figure out this coming arbitration, whenever that's gonna happen. Either you're gonna extend Giolito or you're gonna pay him arbitration. You gotta do one or the other. So
well, that's the thing with like the Simeon contract that people are mad about. They're going to be paying 7 years from now, when Eloy or Luis Roberts' contract's up. A lot of their money is going to be dedicated to 38-year-old Marcus Simeon. No, I don't want that money. I want that money going to Robert.
Right, and
that's why. Yeah, I don't understand why people just can't get beyond that. Like, why it's so hard to. I don't understand everything with arbitration and trades and budget and salary. I don't understand everything about it, but it's just, when it comes to simple facts like that, just simple things, people just think they're like, oh, I made the trade on MLB The Show and nobody said anything. It was awesome. It's so easy to do this. I honestly think that's what people do.
Well, I think another thing as well is this whole notion of, the budget, and also, all of these contracts. I think the players might be in for a rude awakening whenever this is over. Me personally, and that's why a lot of these players were signing contracts now, so they can get them signed, before the next CBA is ratified. I think another thing as well is the fact that, fans have to understand, and that the White Sox are going to be fine. The White Sox are going to be okay. But it's also okay for Reinsdorf and Kenny and Rick to look at the short term, because that's what good business people do. You look at the short term and how it affects your long term, or vice versa. It's okay to do that. So if a 7-year deal for Marcus Simeon isn't in the books for it, cool. I'm okay with that. I wasn't mad about that. Like I said earlier, the two deals that I wasn't necessarily mad, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, was the Robbie Ray deal and the Taylor deal, because I thought that was something that the White Sox could do. The White Sox still could sign someone after this is all over and still make the trade and still be the best team in the American League. That's where we're at. We all are. We all are fans that want everything. We want the White Sox to play big boy baseball, and want the White Sox to have a seat at the table. But I mean, the White Sox have a budget. But the way that I also view this is, and I had this conversation with another buddy. I think I had a conversation with you too, Scotty, about how Jerry Reinsdorf views this. he runs his team like how my parents or how I tell my kids now. Do you want one thing at $100, or do you want multiple things that add up to $100? You know, a bunch of good things that add up to $100. And that's what the White Sox do. Instead of going out and spending, you know, $100 million on a player, they're probably going to spend, you know, that much on getting multiple players, or $50 million on getting multiple players that fits the core of this team. Not necessarily, you know, one guy that's taking up a huge chunk of the budget.
That makes sense. I like that. I like that thought.
Well, there's also the sad fact too, the reality that the White Sox, I know fans probably won't want to hear it, but they're not the most desired destination. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes the deals just don't. What the Sox could have went all out for Robbie Ray, but what if Robbie Ray just didn't want to be here? You know, Chris Taylor, maybe he had no intention of leaving LA.
Well,
You know,
look at the Zach Wheeler deal. The White Sox offered Zach Wheeler more money a couple of years ago.
Right.
And he went to the Phillies because his wife wants to be on the East Coast.
Right.
So,
I mean, yeah, a lot of stuff factors into it that isn't reported all the time, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah, and
I know it's easy to think the White Sox have this good team, but what if the person doesn't want to live in Chicago? What if they want to live what if they want to live in California or Texas or, you know?
Well, I mean, what if the guy wants to just be in Florida because, you know, that's where another team does their spring training. Like they don't want to go there. You know, things like that that make a difference. And also, I mean, let's be honest. Let's think about part of the reason, or maybe one of the reasons why the White Sox didn't go after Marcus Stroman. Let's talk about the fly on the wall, Tony La Russa, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tony La Russa, you know, he has his old school thoughts and stuff like that. I know he has some people within the league that would vouch for him, but you do have some players that are kind of like, hey, you know, I don't want to necessarily go play for the White Sox because he's there. You know, I mean, that's reality as well.
Well, yeah, he was very outspoken about that last offseason. I remember that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, also, I wouldn't pay Marcus Stroman whatever the Cubs paid.
No,
I wouldn't have done that. But it's not my money, so whatever.
Well, yeah, it's always easy to send somebody else's money, you know.
That's all. That's my
That's
point.
a thing.
That's
Yeah,
point.
I mean,
you know, it's easy to say we should go out and spend $300 million on a player. Yeah, but it's not your money. But then you also get the fans that will say, I paid money for season tickets, and therefore it is my money too. No.
Those are the Twitter jerk offs I'm talking about. Those are the same people. Yeah, I mean, the Sox, if they go ahead and sign, I want them to sign both Conforto and Trevor Story. If they get one of the two, I'm happy with that offseason. Yeah. I like the Kendall Graveman thing. I'm fine with Leury Garcia being a bench player. He's not a starter. He's a perfect, you know, a guy needs a day off in the outfield. Leury can do that. A guy needs a day off in the infield. Leury can cover that. That's fine.
Yeah, and the thing
somebody's hurt, he can maintain the position.
Yeah, and it's not like they broke the budget or they broke the bank for him. He basically got a $2 million raise from last year.
Right.
I mean, for what he does at $5.5 million, I think that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
He's the perfect guy to have on your bench.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Very good utility player.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, I don't know if you guys have anything else that you want to cover real quick.
No, I think Scotty covered it in his 5-minute rant earlier.
Yes, he did. Yes, I have to write. I wrote that down too. That's going to be the title of our video. Just because you bang one, you can bang them all. That was the greatest thing you've ever said. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't know. It upsets me. You know how I get.
Yeah. No, that's
I
passion.
can't help
You're a
it.
fan. You're a true
Yeah.
fan. That's passion.
Oh yes, I have the passion, the fire, and the passion. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, this was a good video, guys. Yeah, just whoever's watching, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, tell all your friends and family about
Yeah,
it.
subscribe, people. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, we lost a subscriber. Damn it, whoever that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna find you, motherfucker. Yeah, what the hell is
With a
that?
hockey stick.
He hated us so much that he actually went on his computer or his phone, went to our thing and said, "Click,
And
fuck these guys." That's what
unsubscribe.
he did.
What a fuck.
It's fun. It could have been my brother.
Yeah.
Oh, if he did that, he's getting checked with
That would be
the
funny.
So, all right. Until next time, guys. Thank you. Good video.
Good.
And have a good
Goodbye.
night.
Yeah.